there, welcome to the Morning Brunch. It's a chance for 2 News Today to explore some stories a little more in depth that we talk about, sometimes on the morning newscast or sometimes just behind the scenes here. I'm Lauren with Kelly and Jamie and Caleb, who's actually going to lead us off today.
I am. I don't really know how this came to be, but last week I was sitting there thinking to myself, and I said, I wonder what the average person, their knowledge of geography in the country is like. And we have some statistics to back it up, of course. About 25% of Americans can name between 45 to 49 states. But if you were to ask them, Arkansas and Missouri to label them are the two most, the ones that stump people up the most.
Yeah. Okay.
So we all went ahead and did a map. We got blank maps and we filled them out. I think we can go over here to this camera. We probably get a better look. We filled out the maps as the best that we could. I got a 43 out of 50. Now, I'm going to explain why. What did you get?
I got a 50 out of 50, and I will explain why, too.
Okay. What did you get, Lauren?
50 out of 50.
What did you get?
50 out of 50.
Okay.
He has an explanation.
So clearly I'm not in
the,
I'm in the 75%. Here's Caleb's. Now I want to show you something. So the states that I missed were Kansas, Wyoming, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, stop it, Delaware,
Massachusetts.
Rhode Island. I flip-flopped something. And Rhode Island and Connecticut. I flip-flopped some. I think I flip-flopped Massachusetts. I did something in there.
Yeah.
Anyways, but my theory is I think geography is very regional. I'm from the, listen, I'm from the West Coast. You see how big all the West Coast states are, like the Californias, the Utahs, those are all very distinguishable. I got pretty much everything across the Midwest, the West part.
Wyoming? I thought you got Wyoming wrong, didn't you?
Pretty much everything.
Pretty much.
But Wyoming and
like
Kansas.
2 states away from you.
Wyoming and Kansas were the only 2 states I didn't get. But the ones that stumped me were that northeast corner where everything gets real small and you can't really tell. But as somebody from the West Coast, like I don't go over there often. I feel like East Coast people, you're more inclined, quote unquote, to have better geography skills. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Um,
I'm just being judged.
I mean, okay, it's part of my job to know states.
You did say this, yes.
So, and I've also lived in a lot of different parts of the country. I lived in Montana, I lived in Kansas, I lived in West Virginia. We've traveled a lot as a family, so I don't know. And when I was in high school, we actually made up like little things to help you remember. So North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, we say, new shoes never kick other Texans.
Okay.
And that just helps me remember.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like I could see it a little bit. We're Ohio till we die. Like always lived in Ohio, never left Ohio. But we do a lot of road trips, which you say is also an Ohio thing.
It is.
And that's actually what helped me a lot was one time we drove all the way to the West Coast. And so as I was trying to remember which one was Kansas and Nebraska, I'm like, oh, we drove through Kansas.
Sure.
That's where I-80 or 70 goes. And yeah, so maybe our road tripping Midwest roots helped us a little bit.
And you got this, it was pretty easy for you.
I had to learn it as a kid, first of all. And then, so I filled in anchoring Nightside on election night. And we also had a touch map.
Yes.
And so you better know where each of those states are. And in fact, when we were rehearsing, I just didn't reach quite far enough, and so I touched Michigan instead of Wisconsin. So,
so
that was like one of the reasons why I kind of know them all.
I would like to point out before we move on, I can name all 50 states. I just may not be able to pinpoint them on the map, but now I will never get it wrong.
Well, you did say you forgot Kansas existed, though, right?
No. It was just, there were just some, I figured what they were, I just couldn't pinpoint it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. There's no place like home.
No place like home. All right, well, this next story has some California roots, just like Caleb. A restaurant in Los Angeles is serving a classic sandwich, peanut butter and jelly. It's called PBJ LA. They use all sorts of exotic nut butters like pecan butter, curry cashew butter. They also make artisanal jams like a cherry Chianti and basil tomato. Each sandwich costs about $7. And when we had this story last week, we were all kind of talking about what makes the perfect PB&J because it's very personal. People are like passionate about what their favorite PB&J is. So I was just curious, guys, what your favorite is, and is it something that like you will only eat one kind, or what what you're a fan of?
I don't do the peanut butter that has sugar in it. So it's
Yep.
like an organic, natural peanut butter. My kids know nothing else until they go to Grandma's house and she gives them Jif. And then they come home and they're like, Grandma's peanut butter is better than ours. So
you should have seen Lydia's face the first time she had Jif at my grandma's house. It was Jif on like white bread, and it was like, her eyes were this big. Funny thing though, like you say, you only use the natural peanut butter. I distinctly remember it was shortly after I had Lydia and I was talking about peanut butter and jelly. She wasn't even eating food yet, I don't think. But I remember you just looking at me aghast, like, you use Jif? And I'm thinking, that's all I've ever eaten. And from that day on, we only bought like Costco organic natural peanut butter. Jamie shamed
Isn't the
me.
consistency a little bit different too?
Is
it not? I feel like Jif is very thick.
Well,
very,
you
very
have
thick.
To
You get to
stir
stir
so
it
the
to
top
get
one
it.
you have to
Sure.
stir, yeah. But I was peanut butter shamed by Jamie
But
Jarosik.
you're always like the natural.
Not yet. I wasn't then. That was the beginning of it. You started me on my
I
healthy
feel like
diet.
do you eat Jif?
I will eat pretty much anything. You know, I'm not picky. I'll pretty much eat whatever PB&J. It doesn't really matter.
I have Jif in my pantry right now.
Okay.
And you get angry about crunchy peanut butter.
I do.
Oh,
No way.
Yeah. Team Smooth.
Crunchy
Team Smooth.
peanut butter
Yeah.
would make me angry.
I'll do
very
crunchy
angry.
if it's on, like it has to have the bread has to have the right body. Like if it's an artisan sourdough loaf, maybe I'll put.
So this sounds like a place for
toasted, yeah.
Lauren. I just want a glass of milk with my PB&J, and we're good to go. We're
All
good.
right. Chocolate or white milk?
White milk.
Okay.
White milk.
Sounds like that's music to your ears. Speaking of music, new music is released on Spotify every day, but some songs are catching listeners' ears, and that's because new music is by artists who have actually been dead for years. In 2 instances that were observed by 404 Media, a new song was published in July by an artist named Blaze Foley. He died in 1989. A new song also appeared on Guy Clark's profile. He died more than a decade ago. So these songs are being made with AI, and in both cases, the fake artists did not sound like the real ones. In at least one case, it was done without the artist's permission. So when I first heard about this, I was like, I don't like it. I think it's bad. But then I was like, you know what? If they can make me sound good and I could have a hit single, all right, bring it on, AI. I'm ready for it. And then our director said that there's only so much hope. There's only so much AI apparently could do. And he said, hope is lost for me.
I think it all depends. As long as they have the consent of the artist, I'm okay with it. But I think it does start going into just uncharted territory of what does this look like in the future. You're taking an artist, basically image and likeness, and replicating it. So we'll have to see what happens.
Oh, the other thing that real artists are worried about, it's not just somebody replicating them, but the fact that this music is being created. It is creative content that's being made without anybody behind it. There's this band called The Velvet Sundown. It has like 1.4 million monthly listeners on Spotify. The entire band
Is AI?
It's made up.
AI. So they
Wow.
posted, it said, not quite human, not quite machine. We live somewhere in between. The Velvet Sundown is a synthetic music project guided by human creative direction, but composed, voiced, and visualized with the support of AI. And if you listen to them, you can't tell. It
Wow.
sounds a lot like the music that I love, which is like classic rock, but very stereotypical. It's really interesting. You should check it out.
So you're one of the listeners.
I just wanted to hear what it sounded like. No, I don't listen to it regularly, but I was so curious because I'd seen this buzz about it. But I know that artists are really concerned because it's like they want AI to take, jobs to give you more creative time for creative opportunity, but now it's taking the creative jobs. So I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, you guys, I got to talk about my Browns here for a minute. The Cleveland Browns, they recently unveiled a new look for the first time ever. It's an all-brown helmet, which will be worn in 3 home games. The reveal included a giant inflatable helmet floating on Lake Erie. But it wasn't the helmet that made the biggest splash in this reveal. There was actually an influencer on that platform, and he lost his footing and slipped from the platform and fell into Lake Erie right after the reveal. Now, there was speculation on if that fall was staged because he is an influencer,
Sure.
but he insists that he was just being an idiot. And mascot Brownie threw him a flotation device and Smith was already trending on X as a lifeguard scooped him out of the water. This is so Browns.
So do we think it was real or staged? What's your thought on that?
I've watched the video. It does look like he just missteps and doesn't realize there is nothing there. Like it doesn't. I mean, I don't know. I think it was probably real.
Okay.
But he was happy about it, I'm sure.
Well, that's kind of like the Browns, you know. They just sometimes missteps a little bit. It's just a little bit of a fumble there.
They do.
Jamie knows this, though. I'm a Browns fan this season because I'm a
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders fan, and I want to see the Browns do well. I'm telling you, all it takes is one good season for the Browns,
Right.
and everything goes. I feel like they're always right there. Mondays during the fall is always interesting to come in and kind of check your temperature and see how they go because it depends how the Browns played the day before.
Yeah, I'm not usually like, it's not something that stays with
Sure.
me. I'm just used to disappointment. Like,
Your expectations are very low.
right. I'm always cautiously optimistic for
That's
a
a
new
good way to be.
season. And this year, I have some hopes. You know, we'll see how it goes, but I hope that Sanders can be a leader, not only like in gameplay, but also like, you know, teammate camaraderie and yeah.
I always loved when Hutch would do our weekend sports on Monday morning. You would know how the Browns did because if they lost, they were Jamie Jarosik's Browns, and if they won, they were our director Hammy's Browns.
I remember the first time that happened. Like I was like, he's gonna have to say Jamie Jarosik's Browns win, and then he said Hammy, and I was like, and then he just kept saying Hammy. So yeah, it's fun.
It's hard to believe football season's almost here because
I know.
summer is almost over.
Love football season though. Well, we are going to have much more coming back after the break, so stick around. We love chatting with you.
I really-
All right, welcome back. We are going to continue the conversation this morning, and Jamie is talking tennis with us.
Yeah, we got to keep that sports theme going. Tennis star Venus Williams has returned to the court after a long break, and she's winning. In a recent match, 45-year-old Venus became the oldest female to win a tour-level singles match since Martina Navratilova. Navratilova was 47 when she last won a singles competition back in 2004. Now, Venus had taken a long stretch of time off from the court, partially due to health reasons, and she hadn't won a singles match since August 2023 in Cincinnati. Until last week, she was even listed by the WTA Tour as inactive. So her victory comes against fellow American Peyton Stearns, who's 22 years younger than Venus. The match ended 6-3, 6-4 for Venus at the DC Open. She said she really wanted to make a statement about competing, never giving up, and of course she wanted to win. Venus is planning on playing in the Western and Southern Open in Cincinnati next week.
Do you go down for that?
We do sometimes. I know Claire already has a plan to go. I don't know if we're going to get down there, but my dad he does try to go every year. So it's fun. It's just neat. It's like a intimate setting because it's a smaller venue. It's actually grown in the years since it began. It's like a whole new world down there if you haven't been in years. But it's just really cool, some closeness to the players and stuff. Yeah.
I saw this tweet that was saying for players who are entering the tennis world now, especially the pros, they're like, man, I don't have to go against Serena or Venus, and then here comes Venus playing in the match and winning at that too. So I mean, it shows the greatness, you know, and knows no bounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Age is just a number, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, for a lot of people, it is a lifetime sport. I mean, I know that you can really play at any age. It's one of those things, you know, like swimming, tennis, golf, like you can play for a lot of your life. I've never had the opportunity to play. We didn't have it at my high school. And I was actually thinking I wanted to learn until your mom broke her ankle playing tennis. I'm like, this would not be good for me.
To be fair, those injuries can happen in any sport. Though. We've
any
seen it in
sport.
basketball. Unfortunately, it's just the way of the world
Yep.
sometimes.
Very true. Well, if you are hungry, this is maybe work up a sweat, work up an appetite playing tennis. There is a new way that you can get some food delivered to you. TJ Chumps and Kettering has launched the city's first ever drone delivery operation out of its Kettering location. Those drones will be able to fly orders directly to homes in under 15 minutes at 40 miles an hour. I think this is absolutely fascinating. I know one of the things that we were talking about when we had this on our newscast was, what do you do about tipping when you have, I know like Ohio State has robot food delivery. Now we have drone delivery. So I was doing some research. Have you heard of Emily Post before? She's the etiquette expert. Officially, the word from Emily Post is that the tradition is that you do not have to tip for drone or robot delivery. You don't know where the tip is going. If it's going to
that's true.
just a real person, back to people who help prepare the food. So that is, at least for now, kind of the word on that. But who knows? I'd be interested to.
And she's the etiquette expert. Self-proclaimed?
I mean, she has
No,
books. I
she's
think,
been-
I think she's pretty well.
Yeah, she's
known
pretty
as
well
the
known.
etiquette.
Yeah.
Okay.
You mean you didn't learn about Emily Post?
No. Clearly my manners are not up to par. I just was wondering how she got the title.
Yeah, I think it's actually, is she maybe like the third generation or it's been like,
I think you're right, yeah.
years and years.
I've
and
heard
years.
of the name. I should know about the title.
I read the Muppets Manor book as a child. Like I remember that. Like, and it taught me, how to do at the dinner table where everything goes and stuff. Like so.
Well, and etiquette evolves. Obviously, tipping is evolving. So I'd be curious to talk to TJ Chimps though and find out like what their expectation is regarding tips.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of evolving, here's something interesting. There is an app right now called T. It's designed to help women spot red flag men and catch cheaters, but it's been hacked after going viral last week. Now, the news of the hack came just days after the app surged to the top of the U.S. App Store. T markets itself as a dating safety app for women. It lets users anonymously post photos of the men they're dating or considering dating to gauge others' experiences with them. Once verified as a woman, no men allowed. Users gain access to a nationwide form of posts and can even set alerts of men's names to check for cheating reports. The app has safety tools like background checks, catfish image searches, sex offender screening, much more. It's helping the women get the tea, that's slang for gossip, on the men in their area. What do you guys think about this? I'll weigh in. But I want ladies first.
I
Tell me what you
think
think.
that somebody that's just mad at someone can get on there and like say a bunch of bad stuff.
Good.
That's not true, maybe.
But I mean, it's the same thing for like restaurant reviews
Yeah.
or any, any kind of review. You have that possibility of someone going on there and leaving a bad review for no reason.
But there's more of a chance to have a lot of reviews on a restaurant, whereas maybe dating someone, there's like one or two.
This is true.
I feel like you just have to take it with a grain of salt, You never know who's posting, who's on the other side of that computer screen and what they can type. So
Do your research, I guess. What's your take as the only guy in the room here?
I think good and bad comes with anything, right? I think for the really creepy guys, this is great because then you know. And I think to your point with the grain of salt, like I think you know, like you can kind of gauge it. But unfortunately, to Jamie's point, you could get on there and just disparage someone's character, and they have no way of defending themselves. Someone could have one bad experience, get on there and just bash, and you wouldn't know.
You're better off like actually checking court records and things.
Yeah.
Do your journalism.
LexisNexis them.
Yeah, my big thing
Gotta
is
dig in there.
as long as I don't hear Caleb Michael ending up on the T app, we're good. We're going over here. So
Well, there's like, what are the Facebook groups and things?
there's
Are we dating?
Are we
so that
dating the
was to
same?
me. This is how I understood it. Was it's kind of those Facebook groups in app form. That's how I understood it, at least.
Okay.
So we'll see how long it stays. If it keeps getting hacked, it might
New
not be here much longer.
resource.
Well, let me give you the tea on Kings Island.
Okay.
All right, so they're celebrating their merger with Six Flags with a special ticket deal. So if you purchase a 2026 season pass between July 31st and September 1st, that will get you into more than 40 Six Flags parks.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's an international level pass, and the sale is called Most Valuable Pass Sale. It does include free parking, which is great as well. And so I'm curious, what are your guys' favorite rides at Kings Island?
You've
Caleb,
not
so
done
you're
that.
there.
No, and I have tickets. It's on my summer to-do list for this year.
Okay.
But I can tell you my favorite Six Flags amusement park.
What is your
is
favorite with
called
that?
Magic
Yeah.
Mountain. It's in Southern California. It feels similar to Cedar Point because Cedar Point is known for their roller coasters and thrill rides. That is more how I've always heard Magic Mountain marketed.
Okay. So I have like not really had the opportunity to go. We've gone. I haven't had the opportunity to ride any rides since we moved here close. We always went when I was a kid, but basically since I came, I've either been pregnant or holding like a little baby or a toddler that's too little to ride. So I haven't. So we were actually talking about this year, maybe like bringing a babysitter along to the park to sit with the littles, because Lydia's getting big enough now that we can ride some stuff with her. So we're gonna maybe get grandma or a babysitter or something to come so we can all be there, but actually ride some rides.
Yeah,
so.
I love Diamondback. Like that is so good. Like my eyes are watering by the end of it. You know, it's just so fast, and I love that. And I also have a soft spot for the Beast, even though it's a rough ride. I know, but it's just like I grew up riding it. I still like it.
I agree. I think the Beast and Diamondback are my two top favorite. I went on Mystic Timbers not that long ago, and it rattled all the bones in me, and that one I will not be going on ever again.
Okay, I'll report back once I go.
Yeah, it was a little bit scary. And actually, Kings Island, they're holding open auditions to anyone who wants to be part of their annual Halloween haunt. I love Halloween haunt. Open auditions are happening Friday and Saturday nights from August 1st through September 6th. You need to be 16 years old, have a current resume, and gather a list of availability from August 12th through October 28th. If you're interested, applicants are asked to try out early. Auditions will be held at the Human Resources Building, accessible from the Associate parking lot. That's always fun.
I'd like to clarify something. When I go to Kings Island, it will be before.
It'll be before Haunt Fest.
Yes, skip that one.
Haunt Fest is so fun.
I know. You said you take the kids there. I know. I don't.
Well, you know what's funny about that? Last year, the kids were all like, you know, my youngest, he was like all tough, like, I can't wait. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. The minute we got there.
I bet he loves you outing him.
We had to get him a little necklace that's, you know, they get the boo necklaces that don't scare me necklace.
Hey, you and I could have
one of those.
But see, here's the thing. Here's where my ego comes in. I'd be like,
I
don't want to wear it around my neck.
You could just come with my family. Like we'll all have the necklaces.
I'll watch the kids when you go on the rides. There we go. Problem solved.
Well, speaking of Caleb and things he needs to do, if you're thinking about adopting a furry friend, now is the best time. During NBC's national campaign, Clear the Shelter, since 2015, over 1 million pets have found their forever homes during this nationwide pet adoption and donation initiative. A lot of local shelters here in the Miami Valley are participating. They'll have discounted rates. It runs through August 31st. Caleb has been talking since he came, saying that he needs a dog, and you really got
you sent me a dog last night that needs a forever home.
Here's my theory. You said you were worried about too long of a commitment.
Yes.
There are so many senior dogs that need homes.
And you could foster even.
Yeah, but like you get a senior dog, not only, I mean, obviously it's going to be a shorter commitment, but you are like really doing, you know,
the Lord's work.
An act of service. Yeah.
Here's the problem. Since I moved, I'm on the 5th floor now. Not to go through an elevator. It's just, it will be very difficult to take the dog out.
You get a little dog, and you can get artificial grass like we were talking about on the cruises.
That has to be clean. And I don't know if I want to clean it.
Okay.
You know what? I just met a senior dog at Six Up. His name's Harold, and I think it could be the perfect match. Caleb and Harold together.
I really do like when dogs have human names.
And you know it's going to be a chick magnet.
Yeah.
All the ladies like the dogs, right? Caleb. There you go.
Here's more fun. Movie Day at Dare Ballpark is also coming up on August 1st at 8 o'clock. The ballpark will be playing Moana 2. Good film. You can get tickets by ordering a pizza from a participating Dayton area Donato's location. And they'll have a box top form to claim up to 5 free tickets. After filling out the form, email or drop off the form to the Dragons. Very fun.
We haven't been yet. We need to go. It's been so hot this summer.
It's
just been impossible.
Yeah. Like, who wants to go sit in this humidity?
Yeah. Well, Lydia does. Lydia wants to.
She's going to brave the elements.
We're going to have to get some of those like neck fans
or something.
I've
got
like
one
spray
you can
bottles.
borrow.
There we go. We'll have to give that a shot.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this edition of the Morning Brunch. We had a great time. We hope you did as well. And we'll see you back here very, very soon.